Hello everybody, how y'all doing once again? This time I'm back on the same stuff I was the last video, that remotetx.net. There was a couple things I didn't cover in that first video. So we're gonna try to cover it today. I kinda forgot it. I kinda went over it and smooth forgot about it. There is a couple things that you do need. Like I said, you need a USB cable. It's just a regular old printer style, and you just need a Raspberry Pi, preferably a 16 or 32 card in it. A 3B or 3 or 4B card, Raspberry Pi will do. And it does not need a monitor, it's just a standalone Pi. The new Raspberry Pis, if you get the kit, you got what they call a Pi switch. That comes from your power supply to the Pi, and then in between there you got a switch with a button and red light. You need to hook that Pi switch up to where from time to time you come down here to reboot Raspberry Pi. But if you don't have that Raspberry Pi switch in line, when you reboot that Pi, it's going to shut down, it's going to reboot, and it's going to come back up. But what I always do, I just run the switches in myself, and it's going to if you reboot, it's going to actually reboot the Pi like it's supposed to and all that. But you can actually hear shut down the Pi right there. But if you shut it down and you ain't nowhere near the Pi, you ain't gonna be able to get it back on without going back to the Raspberry Pi and turning it on. So yes, you can reboot from here. Like I said, it's gonna shut it down. Up there where the network is gonna be, it's gonna drop down to 0, and it'll let you know when it's got numbers, it's active, it's on. So it will do that once you reboot. Okay, we're gonna come up here to radio. My radio is nowhere near me right now. It's at another location. I'm up here at a different spot, just kind of passing time off. And as you can tell, that is a 991A, and it is on the repeater. Now you come up here to 6 meters. You ask yourself, how do you change change frequency. Two ways. It's on, you see that 5 is lit up, highlighted. You come over here to up, and it changes. And then it went from 25 all the way to 30, 31. So, and if you want to just say go 52, go them over here, highlight it up, come back up to up. And it changes. And just say you want to go to, let's go to FM. Okay, now I think it's 52, 525. You highlight that one, come up, and then you come back, highlight that one, and you come up here, same way. Now we're on the FM calling frequency of 6 meters. Simple as that. Now if you want to go back to USB, there, and it's still on the same frequency, so we're going to go back to 50. Come down to down. And whoops, go back up. And then we're going to go 1. Wow, come on. And then highlight that one. Come up to 125. There we go. And like I said, it's unbelievable what you can actually do with this. And if you look, right now it's in the receive mode. It's not in the transmit. Once you transmit, it's going to go have a red TX. It's going to be blinking in transmit. So let's come down. And HF 6 meters and on up, yes, you got a tune button. You come over and you hit tune. Watch that red RX. Okay, I was wrong. It's gonna be red RX and it's tuning. Okay, it's there. It's tuned. There's your signal. Didn't include this yesterday. Here's your power. Your SWR, your ALC. It's everything on radio plus what's not on the radio is in the radio is here all at one time that you can actually see. You got your tuner. You can actually take that off now. You got DNF, DNR, noise blinker, ATT. You got your preamp. You can actually do split. Receive on one frequency, transmit on another one. And if you look, there's some, I ain't messing with them settings. They just there. But if you look right there, there is RF power. It's up to 100 watts. And the compression, that's on 50. I ain't messing with that. These other settings is all factory. I ain't messing with that. I just ain't messing with it. It's just there. You got a wide width and IF shift. I ain't messing with that. I don't really need to. I'm not gonna mess with it. And you got all kind of different things in here. Some things is here now. It's not when you go FM. When you're on the local repeater. Let's come up here to 10 meters. 28400. You got your tune, all your preamps, DNF, DNR, everything that's on the HF is on across the bands except 2 meter 440. And 2 meter is 50 watts. Your 440, I think on this 991A is 35 watts. I believe that's right. I mean, it's just totally amazing. And if you ain't got this, the radio's on. So what I'm doing here, I'm doing here on the radio, even though I'm not at the radio. 2 meter, watch that there. It's gonna go from 10 meters down to 2 meter, 147, 105. I mean, it's when you come up here, you hit off, turning radio off. Radio's off. You go to the radio, it's not going to be on. Come to on and radio status. Turning on. Just like that. But get back to the Raspberry Pi, what you got to have. Let's see if I can find it. He tells you everything you need to know about the Raspberry Pi. Is step for step. There is a couple things you need to do to get it to work. You need to download, let's see, downloads. You need to download that there the way he's got. Preferably in order. If you get, if I remember, you don't have to have but one of the two, the Raspberry Pi Imager or that bottom one. I just run download the very top one first, then the second one. Or if you don't get the second one, you get the third one. But you put in the email he sends you a key. You put the key on your SD card last. The last thing you put on the SD card is the key. I can't remember exactly where it's at, but it's, I mean, it's just amazing. It's kind of hard to, let's see, pricing is, the cost for 6 months is $40 US. The cost for the 12 months is $70. And he gives you a 30-day free trial, and you can cancel installation policy most at any time, which I'm not going to cancel. I'm going to keep it. And it's just, like I said, if you ain't done no digging on this, I stumbled across this. I'm glad I did. I mean, it's just I don't know. I can't really brag on this. It's everything that you need. You got pure HF. You got the whole radio and on your phone, tablet, or whatever you got. You got it with you, and you can do. Some people it's just for 2 meter local 2 meter 440, and some likes to do full blown HF. So whatever you decide to pick and choose. And it's like I said, remotetx.net. I mean, it's just mind blowing, and I don't know. It's just but that's what I kind of got to thinking. And I said, well, there was a few things I didn't cover yesterday. I'm talking about how to hook the PI switch in line between the power supply and the PI. Hook it up and leave it whenever you got the button on and the PI is on. The switch is on all the time as long as you got that red light on. I wouldn't run a PI without the PI switch. That's just me. You can, but when you come to setup, you can actually shut the PI down, but once you shut it down, you can't turn it back on till you get in front of the PI. But, I mean, in this setting, software, only thing you need to change is them three things there. You need to pick what radio you got. This one here, it chose to USB 0, and it took it right off the bat. And then this 38400's got to be the same as on the radio. These two's got to match here in the radio. And that plug 1, 2, and 3, I ain't messing with that. I don't know, but your audio, your sound card, USB audio codec. I can't remember if I think I checked that. I can't remember. But like I said, it's just this is endless for possibilities. It's preferably go. That's what I was gonna try to find. Is I can't remember where it is, but you got places in here where he tells you is preferably go wired. If you go wireless, I can't find it now, but that ain't it. But actually, there's all kinds of screenshots in here, and that you can actually do. I mean, it's I was gonna find. I can't find that part about the PI. I can't find it. The computer I'm on right now does not have a microphone. I can actually listen, but I ain't got my speakers turned on. I'm just doing this for a demo. And if you own your phone, tablet, or another computer that's got a microphone, you got to give access to your microphone to be able to access the radio. If you don't, you won't get no audio. And I made a contact on 6 meters on here on this remote TX from my phone, and they said, well, we couldn't even tell you was on the phone. He told us, and the audio was unbelievable. I mean, it is. It's just like I said, just do some digging. I mean, it's all kind of good fun stuff that you can do. I mean, where else can you have full blown or radio on your phone and everything with you? Where else? I mean, it's like I say, if you want to do 40 meters, or let's go up here to 20. Right now, I don't see if anybody's on or not, but I don't have no speakers hooked up. But I mean, it's pretty simple. At 991A, it's got the FM. You can do C4 FM on this. The same thing that you do in front of the radio, you do right here. I'm just kind of covering some things today that I didn't yesterday on the first video. It's like I said, it's just mind-boggling what everything that you can do. And I hope y'all find this informative. And if y'all do, if you got any questions, first of all, if you got any questions, let me know. But yes, like I said, you need a USB cable, a Raspberry Pi 3, 4, with at least a 16 to 32 card, and preferably go wired to your Pi instead of wireless. If you go wireless, you got to have the monitor. Wired does not have to have a monitor. That's what I forgot to cover yesterday. I forgot to cover that at all. And there's radios that will work with a remote TX. All your radios. And like I said, it's just I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. So it's I'm gonna probably next week or two. I'm gonna break down and spend $70. But it's absolutely fun. I mean, it is. It's something that like you just get on here and play with and figure out. But we disconnect, but with the radio still on. Come back to connect. Radio status is on. When you disconnect, your radio is still on. It's still on because your internet, I mean your radio is online on the internet. And you just jump on it on your cloud server, web server, whatever it's called, under your call sign .remotetx.net with your password, and you log in. You got full control. He does it for you. The name of the guy's name is Marcus. I can't remember his call sign. I can't remember his last name, but he is we have sent probably 25 emails back and forth. Once I got figured out there was a couple things I didn't do right. But I messaged him on email, and he replied back, well, do this and get this first, get this second, get this third. But your key is the last thing that you dump on your SD card of the Pi. The key is the last thing that you dump. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Let me see if I can find, there's Echolink. Let me find that key. And you got, I'm trying to find it. There it is right there. Copy the license key remotetx.config or CONF after you have imaged the SD card. He tells you that's the last thing that you put on the card once you get your imager and stuff like that on there. And basically, like I said, he gives you step-by-step instructions of how to do everything. And we emailed back and forth, and he helped me, and I got it figured out. And like I said, super, super nice to play with this. I mean, it's, if you want to look at it, I'd just, like I said, just tell you to do some digging. I mean, that's all I can tell you is, just get it. And you got a 30-day trial. You don't like it, you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to buy it. But once you get a hold of it for 30 days and get it hooked up, trust me, you'll buy it. And sorry for everything on this phone. I ain't got no fancy dancy camera. This is just a phone. And trying to do this to where I can get some stuff that I didn't cover on my first video. Just trying to kind of go back and cover up some stuff that I forgot. But I hope y'all find this informative on this remotetx.net. KG5, NUB, Mississippi.